So I'm going to show you 5 different bell pattern variations today. So just normal snare drum and bass drum beats, all 1/8 notes on the ride cymbal, but we're bringing some accents on the bell just to make it a bit more interesting. There's going to be 5 variations, and there's a link to a PDF of sheet music in the description below. The first one I'm going to show you is a 3/2 clave. So it's going to be 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to try that with a nice and simple bass drum and snare drum pattern. So. Then when you've got the hang of that, you can start trying out your own beats. So example. So that's the first one. The next one is going to be a 3-note pattern. The first of each 3 notes is going to be an accent. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And these are all still 1/8 notes. And then again with a simple bass drum and snare drum pattern. And then when you've spent a bit of time getting used to that, you can try it with a different bass drum and snare drum pattern. So here. So for the third variation, we're still going to have 3 notes, but the first 2 are now going to be accented. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And with our basic snare drum pattern. And then let's try that with some different bass and snare drum patterns. So. And for our fourth variation, we're going to use a 5-note sticking pattern. So the first and the third of the 5 notes are going to be accents on the bell. They're still 1/8 notes, we're just doing 5 of them in a group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with our basic snare drum pattern. Then when you spent a bit of time mastering that, again, just play around with your own beats with it. For example, here we're going to go. And then for our final variation, we're going to use another Latin rhythm, but this time it's going to be the cascara. We are going to play all the 1/8 notes though, so the cascara goes. If you're not familiar with a cascara, It's in the PDF in the description. So with all the eighth notes, and adding our simple bass drum and snare drum pattern. And finally, you can add your own bass drum and snare drum pattern with that one. Thanks. Have fun with them.